There are truths in life that people only understand too late. Not because they were hidden, but because they refused to see them when it mattered most. And one of the heaviest truths is this: a woman often realizes the true weight of a good man only when he is gone. But this realization, it doesn't come like a lightning strike. It doesn't roar like thunder. It comes quietly, like waves crashing against the shore, again and again, wearing her down piece by piece. At first, it begins with a whisper, a small ache in her heart. The quiet thought, something feels missing. Then comes the longing, sharp and relentless. And slowly, regret grows roots, twisting, tightening, until it becomes a weight pressing against her chest. And when the truth finally settles, that the man who was once her constant, her safety, her silent strength, is no longer there, the world around her turns into silence. Not the peaceful silence of calm, but the suffocating silence of absence. The silence of no more, good morning, messages. The silence of no more, did you get home safe? The silence of scrolling through her phone and realizing the notifications she once ignored are now gone forever. That patient man, that loyal man, the man who stayed when others would have walked away, the man who gave love even when it wasn't being returned, the man who endured storms and kept fighting when most would have surrendered. He's gone. And that's when she finally sees it. She didn't just lose a man. She lost the man. The kind of man who doesn't come around twice in a lifetime. But while she's drowning in realization, his life begins to move forward. He's no longer begging, no longer chasing, no longer proving his worth to someone who couldn't see it. He's healing. He's rebuilding. He's rising. And when she catches even a glimpse of him smiling again, maybe beside someone else, her heart doesn't just sink, it shatters. Because it's not just jealousy, it's fear. The cold bone, deep fear of knowing he has found happiness without her. She imagines the smile she once took for granted now being given to another woman. She imagines the warmth of his voice, the safety of his presence, now belonging to someone else. And it eats her alive. Because deep down, she always believed he would wait, that no matter how far she pushed him, he would always return. So she starts watching in silence, scrolling, stalking, searching, praying she doesn't see what she dreads most. Another woman standing where she once stood. Because when a good man finally moves on, it's never revenge. It's never hate. It's simply self-respect. And that truth cuts deeper than any knife. That's when the battle begins inside her. The overwhelming urge to reach out. To send that one message. Hi. Just 3 letters. But typing it feels like war. Between pride and desperation, between longing and shame. She types, deletes, rewrites, freezes. She scrolls through old conversations, rereads his words, aching to reply. But she can't. Because she knows, deep down, it isn't just about missing him. It's about regret. The kind of regret that steals sleep, that clings to her in every quiet moment. The regret of knowing he may not want to hear her anymore. And time keeps moving. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. And then a new enemy arrives. Anger, but not at him, at herself. Anger for the careless words she threw at him. For the cold indifference she showed when all he wanted was her love. For the arguments that didn't matter, the walls she built, the pride she held onto like a weapon, she remembers every time he tried. Every time he sat there, patient, waiting, hoping she would meet him halfway. Every time he swallowed his own pain to carry hers. And every time she turned away. Now those memories feel like mirrors, reflecting back everything she refused to see. And in those reflections, she sees the truth. He wasn't the problem, she was. That realization burns. It tears at her. Because on the outside, she may smile in pictures. She may laugh with friends. She may post the life that looks perfect. But inside, she knows. She let go of something rare, something most women spend a lifetime searching for. A man who is willing to give everything. Patience, loyalty, protection, devotion. And she realizes, too late, that she didn't lose him because he stopped loving her. She lost him because she wasn't ready to love him back the way he deserved. She lost him because of immaturity, because of games, drama, tests, and pride. She mistook his patience for obligation. She mistook his love for a guarantee. She thought he would never leave. But he did. And when maturity finally arrived in her life, he was already gone. That's the deepest cut of all. Time doesn't wait. It doesn't rewind. By the time she learns the value of peace, of partnership, of honest communication, the door is already closed. And suddenly, the pain isn't just about him. It's about what he represented. Because he wasn't perfect. But he was present. He was loyal. He was consistent. He was safe. And when she compares him to others, she sees no one looks at her the way he did. No one else carries his patience. No one else gives her that sense of security. And the pain multiplies. Because she didn't just lose love. She lost the kind of love that may never come again. The kind of love that is unconditional. The kind of love that is once in a lifetime. And so comes the desperation, the late night wishes, the prayers for another chance. She imagines writing long messages, pouring out her heart, begging for forgiveness. She imagines running back, telling him she's changed, that she finally understands. But time is merciless. And often, by the time, she's ready to give him the love he deserved. He has already learned to live without her. And that truth devastates her. Because the right moment doesn't wait. Love doesn't pause until you're ready. And so, the final truth arrives. He never needed to change. He was always enough. It was she who failed to see it. Now every memory feels like treasure locked away forever. Every simple gesture he once gave. Every hand he held, every late night talk, every quiet act of love feels priceless. And she is haunted. Haunted by the truth that she had everything, and she didn't protect it. Because when a woman loses a good man, she doesn't just lose a person. She loses the chance at a rare kind of love, the kind that doesn't come twice. He moves on, lighter, stronger, freer. She stays behind, with a memory that will never fade, because it isn't made of words. It isn't made of promises. It's made of everything she could have had, but chose not to see. And when a good man finally closes his heart, it isn't anger. It isn't vengeance. It's growth. For him, it's healing. For her, it's regret. A regret that lingers. A regret that whispers in the silence. A regret that becomes the shadow she carries for the rest of her life.